All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Scrambled. Today, I'm joined by Edward Vakula, who is a WCA delegate, really well known for organizing competitions, especially in Missouri. A speed cuber with 2,999 souls, including one DNF, and a YouTube personality with almost 300,000 subscribers. And Edward, would you like to share some info about yourself?
Yeah, so I've been cubing for around, what is it? So since I started in 2013, the beginning of 2013. So that would be like what, like 12 years, 12 and a half years at this point, something like that. Every time I like tell people how long I've been cubing, I kind of have to like recalculate and
Yeah,
because it's just been so long. So yeah, I love cubing. I've been doing it pretty much. I guess I'm about to turn 26 in August. So I've been cubing for almost half my life now, which is really crazy to say. And yeah, no, I've been involved in the cubing community for a really long time. I started out doing YouTube videos of like Minecraft Let's Plays beforehand. And then once I like stopped playing Minecraft, I was like, oh, I have this new hobby that I really, really like. And I started watching, some cubing YouTubers. The first guy I ever watched, I don't think you've heard of him. His
uh,
name is Matthew Dickman, a Tech
no.
Cube dude. So he's a delegate from the Pacific Northwest, I think he might still live there, but um, he was like my inspiration to start cubing.
Yeah.
He made like I'll send you some videos because they're kind of
Oh,
legendary.
wow.
But he's really involved in the community cubing community to this day as well, which is like kind of crazy. So yeah, he made YouTube videos. I was like, oh, I want to do that. So I started making YouTube videos, and then I had my original YouTube channel, like EddieVac. Right now, it's called EddieVac_old. If you ever like look it up. Um, and that channel reached like 1,300 subscribers uh by the time I was like end of high school. And then I kind of took like a little bit of a break for college. Like the first like couple years of college, I didn't really like do anything because I was just living it up. And then COVID happened, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, what do I do now since like I can't see my friends and stuff. So I played like video games for a little bit, but then that just got really boring. So I was like, why don't I just start cubing again? And this is when like TikTok and like all this short form content was like coming up. So I
Your
started
shorts
making
blow up. I mean,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. And
they have
that's
a ton
and
of
that's
views.
where like my interest and kind of rekindling of my cubing like hobby and stuff
That's good.
like happened. Like I was still cubing, but I wasn't like doing it like super seriously or anything like
Yeah,
that. So yeah, that happened. And I started making short form content.
yeah,
And then that kind of stopped around like beginning of 2024. And I've been, still speed cubing like crazy outside of content creation like ever
yeah.
since. But yeah, I mean, I'm still here. I'm still cubing. Don't plan on stopping anytime soon.
That's good. Yeah. I think in 2 years, when you're 28, I think half your life will be cubing. And then
Oh
from there,
yeah,
yeah, because then you'll be 28 and
man.
you've been cubing for 14 years. So that's
Oh
pretty
yeah.
cool.
That's
Yeah.
that's the that's the halfway mark. Yeah, looking forward
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah. That's pretty big. Um, so in an article from Lafayette, your high school that you
Oh
graduated
yeah.
from, which for the viewers, like we're both from St. Louis, so it's pretty cool that
Hmm.
you went to high school not too far from me.
Hmm.
And so in this article, you talked about your determination and moving forward from 2014 Nationals, I believe. And I
Yes, that
don't
is
think you
correct.
placed or moved on to another round, but you talked about how you wanted to keep going and you almost had like this growth mindset, I think. And I
Oh,
wanted to ask,
100%.
yeah, I wanted to ask how you kind of developed this in cubing and how it translates to other parts of your life.
Yeah, so I will correct you on one thing.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I have made one national final in my life, only one, and
Okay.
that was 2017 Nationals clock finals.
Oh wow. Well,
I made it with like a 9.9 average or something like that.
yeah.
So I did achieve one of my goals, to be
Okay.
honest. But like at
Yeah.
that time, like uh to be honest, I thought I was like I was so cool because I had gotten like a really good cube average officially like
Yeah.
in 2014. I had gotten right after US Nationals. I missed cube finals by one place. So I got 17th and 16 went to finals. So, and I hadn't gotten to compete much. So I was like, it was my PR average by like 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Um, and but the fact that I didn't make it by so close, and then like honestly, like I was watching the finals with my dad, the Scube finals afterwards, and like everybody was getting worse times than me. And then my dad looked at me and he's like, "You could have been there. Like you should have been in that final and stuff." And that like uh him saying that kind of really validated like all the time and effort I put into practicing Scube, even though like I didn't make it into the next round. And now I kind of realize like Scube is kind of like a random event. Like you can get good cases, you can get bad cases, whatever it is. Um, but after that, like I really wanted to get a lot better because I just I knew I was so close to like what the goals that I wanted and stuff, but I just knew I wasn't like quite there. So I knew if I just like practiced a little bit more, like, went a little harder on my routine that I would have kind of, made it um and achieved what I wanted in competing. So and that didn't happen for Scube. I still haven't made any sort of final for Scube yet, but at least I think I can have the right mindset for those things now. Like if I were to focus only on Scube, yes, I would have made like that final, but I kind of shifted my priorities to being more of an all-rounder rather than just practicing one event. So like I still practice like crazy, like, and I think um that competition and that experience really helped me kind of put more effort into cubing. I had just, spread out my effort among multiple events rather than just one.
Yeah. And this is actually pretty interesting. I wanted to ask, how's your dad played a role in your speed cubing journey?
Yeah, he's driven me to pretty much
Oh,
every competition
yeah.
that
Yeah.
I went
Same.
to when I was in high school. So,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
he really encouraged me to like, like supported me to like keep
Oh, yeah.
going and like do
That's good.
better and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, like, and honestly, so I don't know if you know about how little competitions there were back when I started cubing. Um,
No, I mean I know they used to be pretty low because I've been cubing
yeah.
for 5 years now, and like
Hmm.
there were none in Missouri. I think like
Yeah.
I mean there were very few. I would say like I couldn't find any for a few years. Like the second I
So,
found one in Kansas, I jumped to it. I
hmm
remember. So yeah.
yeah, pretty much. I think the first competition I had ever went to was UIUC Fall 2013, and that was in Urbana-Champaign.
Okay.
So that's like a like 3 hour drive like from here. I think a little longer from my house, but on average from St. Louis, it's like a 3 hour drive.
Right.
Um, and like that was the closest competition that I had to my house for a very long time.
Yeah. I mean, yeah,
Everything
it's
else
good.
was farther. So there was like Dixon
Yeah.
Spring, which was like a 4.5 to 5 hour. There was Iowa Corn Lovers, which was 4.5 hours. And then we went to Wisconsin twice, Madison, which was 6 hours both times. And then they did some competitions on the Kansas side
Yeah.
of Kansas City. So that was Lawrence Open 2014 and then Lawrence Spring 2015. And then let's see what else. And then we went to Nashville twice. So for the Music City
Yeah.
competitions.
Okay.
And that was like a 5 hour drive. And there's still nothing close to us. And like I wanted to organize a competition in high school, but I was like too immature.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
like
That's
I couldn't handle the all the responsibility at the time. And then finally, there's this Cuber named Jared Deal. He hasn't been in this space since COVID, but
okay.
he was going to St. Charles Community College, right?
Yeah.
And he organized two competitions in their gymnasium, or maybe three. And that was like a 20-minute drive from my house. That was like
Wow. Oh,
amazing.
that's
And that
perfect.
finally
Yeah.
happened in 2016. So like
Yeah.
3.5 years after I started. I was like so excited for those competitions, and I think I did well at them overall. So
Yeah.
um, it was really nice being able. And then I think I even drove myself because I had a car at that time. So it was
Okay.
like
That's
it was
perfect.
just a really awesome like experience having competitions in St. Louis and stuff. And then I eventually organized my own when I went to it's kind of funny. I went to the college where I went to my first cubing competition. So like that's
Oh.
funny. So
Oh wow. Yeah. I just realized. Yeah.
so
Yeah.
yeah, first competition was UIUC
Organization.
Fall 2013, and
Yeah.
then I organized UIUC Fall 2019
Oh wow.
myself.
That's perfect. Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
he's driven me everywhere. Like I
Oh
was
yeah.
just trying to emphasize how far all these competitions are and how
Yeah.
committed he was to getting me rounds and getting
Yeah.
me to um, you know, achieve my goals. So yeah,
Yeah.
big thanks to him.
Yeah. That's amazing. So you've obviously been to a lot of competitions. So what has
Mhm.
been like your most memorable one, would you say, and why?
Oh, let's see. I would have to say like this is kind of like a pretty boring answer if you
Okay,
like
that's
know
fine.
about all of my cubing achievements, but it has to be Whisk Cube Fall 2014, like by
Okay.
far. And the reason uh I love that competition to death is because like at that time, basically between US Nationals 2014, which was in August, early August, and then Whisk Cube, which was I think in it was in September. I don't remember if it was like early September or mid September. Um, the Mouse Cube came out, the
Okay.
first
Okay.
Mouse Cube, right?
Wow. Yeah.
And before that, people were using modded landlands, and they were like super heavily modded. Like
Wow.
this 2x2 has something called
Yeah.
Florian holes in it. You know what a Florian cut is, right? Have you heard of that?
No.
So
No.
basically, that's just a rounded like piece around the center here
Oh,
to
okay, okay, okay.
have
Yeah.
better reverse corner cutting.
Yeah.
People would mod their land cubes because they were like all square and stuff. I don't think I have like a dollar store cube with me, but you know what a store cube
Yeah.
looks like, just
Yeah.
very cornered at all of
Yeah.
the corners, edges, and centers.
Yeah.
And that's what the Landlands cube was like. So people would Florian mod their Landlands cubes, and then the problem is once you would do that, they would pop really easily. So
Oh,
people would get like wood toothpicks or like wood, small wood pieces to basically make a torpedo underneath the centerpiece. So it was
wow.
just like it was really hard to get a good cube. It was
Yeah.
like they still weren't good after that, and the Moise cube was like 100 times better. It's like imagine going from a
Oh, yeah.
Rubik's brand to um like any speed cube. Like
Yeah. It's huge jump.
that's what
Yeah.
the change was. So
Right. Wow.
cube giant times were dropping like crazy. Right.
Yeah.
And my cube times were dropping too because,
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
practicing a lot at that time.
That's good. Yeah.
So I go to this competition and I average like I have like a seven something official average, like really
Yeah.
bad for me. And I average like low five at home at
Okay.
this time. So I
Yeah.
have the potential to like really like go crazy.
Yeah.
So and I'm not really focused on anything else at this competition, like besides
Yeah.
cube. I've been practicing a little bit of 2x2 lately, trying to get like a sub 4 average. And I think I got that at that competition, which was nice, but that wasn't my main focus. I wanted
Yeah.
to do cube well. So I go up for skew round one, which is in the morning, and I get like a 5.8 average, which is like I'm not that happy about, but at least it's like better than a seven.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
With my stupid landland skew. Not stupid, my bad
Yeah.
landland skew because everyone else's was bad. And it was a like I don't know, it could have been a lot worse, I guess, but like 5.8 I wasn't too happy about. Luckily, there was another skew round later in the day. And then in between that, I had like Brian Johnson, so legend, right? Me and Brian were
Right.
go way back. And
Yeah.
then Steve Cho also was there
Okay.
who had been practicing skew. And then Kenan Lejeune, who's a pretty he was a well-known cuber back when I was like cubing in high school, but he hasn't really
Okay.
practiced all that much as of late or been
Yeah.
competing. But they all came up to me and were like, "Oh, congrats on the cube average. That's like WR like 80 or like
Oh,
60
wow.
or something like that." And I was like, "Oh, thank you. I appreciate it." But like in my head, like I knew like I could do a lot better,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I was like, this is the first time I kind of received some sort of like validation for my times. Like
Yeah.
uh ever. Like, and all the hard work kind of like paid off and people started to notice. So that was really nice.
Yeah.
Um, but then what happened is at the end of the day, they had Scube round two or the Scube final. And I was like crap at 3x3 at this time. So that was my last event of the day. I didn't make 3x3
Yeah.
finals, I think. So I start out by doing this like like stupid layer, but then I get a hedge skip and I get a 2.6 and I start freaking out, right? Because I didn't really know at the time, but like 2.6 was like WR like 6 at the time or
What?
something like that. It might have been
No.
like WR like 3, but bunch of other people got like hedge or sledge skips on that
Okay.
scramble or like a different one. So I get
Wow.
a 2.6 and I'm freaking out because I'm like, what the heck? Like I
Yeah.
I
That's
did not like I
crazy.
wanted to do well, but I didn't expect to do this well, right? I was expecting
Yeah.
maybe like a mid three or something like that as my single.
Yeah.
So I get to start out with a 2.6, and then I don't really remember the middle all that much. I think I get like my mid solve was like a 5.1 that I remember, and it was like
Yeah.
skip to Z perm, which was like I
Oh wow.
executed it really badly, and I still think about it to this day because if I executed it well, I could have had a better average. But
Yeah.
and then I think the middle two solves were like the second solve and the fourth solve were both some sort of four. I think one was a low four, one was a high four. But I like by solve four, I had already guaranteed a sub five average, which I was like
Yeah.
freaking out about.
Yeah.
I was like, I did not expect this at all. I'm like so
Wow.
happy. And
Yeah.
then on the last scramble, I'm just like a kid who doesn't like understand what's going on at this point, right? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if you like have heard of the interview with Zhuan Yi, like that happened like I think a couple weeks before Worlds or something like that, and somebody asked him if he got nervous in competition. He's like, no, I just like if I do bad, I just go, like do better next time and practice harder, right? Like that's the
Yeah.
exact same way I was thinking. I was thinking very like I still had this growth mindset, but
Yeah.
everything was a lot more simple at the time, right?
Yeah.
I was just literally like starting freshman year of high school. Like how much responsibility did I really have? Like not much. So
Yeah.
um I was not I was like nervous but not really. Like I was like okay, like this is still a great average for me. I do solve five, I do the layer, I get a skip U perm, and then I get a 3.2 and then I'm just running across the room like crazy.
Wow.
I was like
Yeah.
what is going on? I think and then I
Crazy.
like remember what North American average was at the time. I think it was like 4.3 or something. I'm like guys, I got NAR, guys, I got NAR. I think I got NAR and then everyone's like nope, Kenan got NAR and I'm like what? And then so it turns out Kenan got a 3.7 average because he also
Wow.
got good cases like I did.
Yeah.
And he was just a better cube solver at the time.
Right. Yeah.
So I beat the North American average in that round, but Kenan also does. So I maybe I had NAR for like a minute or something like that.
It's crazy though.
So I that was the closest I'd ever been to getting a record. That average was WR3 because Jaden
Wow.
McBeal had like
That's
a
crazy.
3.1 at the time. He was like way far ahead of everybody. Um, but yeah, so and that was my first podium ever too, I think.
Yeah.
So to and then Steve Cho got third with a 4.29 average, and he got ASR at the time as
Oh.
well. So I had two in my the podium. It was the fastest skewed podium ever, obviously, too. So
Yeah. It's
and then got
crazy.
NAR, and then I was just there, and then Steve got ASR, and that just because of like the time, like it was I had never felt like that feeling of just because okay, also that was my overall PB average at the time too. I don't really I haven't
Oh
really
yeah.
told people much about this, but like
Yeah.
it was the best moment in my cubing career by far in terms of like
Oh yeah.
performance, right? Because it
Yeah.
wasn't unexpected. Like I had already gotten a good average in the first four solves. Like I almost had gotten a record. Like yeah, that's
Yeah.
all I gotta say. It was just awesome.
No. Yeah. That's amazing. So I guess kind of connected to that, how do you handle nerves and pressure, especially in big tournaments or competitions?
At this point, I just don't care anymore because
Okay.
like I'm just
That's fair.
like I have like other things that are kind of more uh how do I say it? Like more important in my life
Yeah.
than,
That makes
just
sense.
competing at a WCA competition. But
Yeah.
when it was literally everything, like to me, so in high school, cubing was pretty much everything to me. So like
Right.
how I did in a competition kind of like dictated like my mood or whatever, which um like some people don't like to admit, but for a lot of people where, they spend all their time cubing, like, 5, 10 hours a day, whatever it is, um, that's just the fact. So I had some routine, I just had some routine to like get ready for each solve. So I would like
Okay.
a lot
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
times I would like my heart would race, right? And
Yeah.
I noticed that like taking in deep breaths would just like calm me down. I think that's just a kind of a pretty human thing. Like that's a
Okay.
pretty
Yeah.
universal human thing. So just taking a lot of deep breaths. What I did also was I didn't like I just try to like disassociate myself from the space I was in before the solve too. So I would just like put my head in my hands and then put my head like lay my head on the like the solving table or like I guess I would we didn't have like stationary back then, so it would have been in the competitor waiting area. I would just put my head in my hands, close my eyes, and just like kind of meditate before my
That's good.
solves.
Yeah.
So that's what helped me the most. And also just being an all-rounder exposes you to like as many rounds as possible. So
Yeah.
um, just get used to doing solves officially by competing a bunch.
Yeah. So, like, you're obviously an all-rounder, right? Like, you do
Hmm
lots of events. Opposite of me, I only do 3x3. But
hmm
what does your practice routine look like? I guess, how do you encompass like different events in it? Yeah.
Gotcha. So like this is like a pretty basic all-rounder answer, but like doing two
Okay.
to three events at a time, it's
Okay.
like
Yeah.
if I'm really into like pyraminx or something, I'll do a lot of pyraminx. And then if I get bored of that, like I'll do 2x2 for a little bit. And then if I get bored of that, I'll do like, I don't know, 4x4. So that would be like, let's say you spread that out over like 6 hours or something like that. That would be
Yeah.
like a normal day of like practice for me. And then I would kind of just be into those three events. And I never really like thought about it like very critically. I would just kind of do the events that I wanted to do. And then sometimes one event would like switch out for another. So
Yeah.
it was basically like focusing on an event for like 2 to 3 months at a time and then
Okay.
like switching over to another one once I got like bored.
Would you say it makes like cubing more enjoyable, like having more events and being able to switch between
Yeah.
them? Okay. Yeah.
I would say for me it definitely did because I don't know. There is so being an all-rounder is the most fun because you improve the quickest. Right, because you
Right.
always have an event to improve on. You always have a worst event that will be
Yeah.
the easiest to better your times.
Yeah.
However, though, it kind of like in a way it kind of helps you avoid like getting really good at something, right? So if
I
your
guess.
attention is split everywhere, you're never going to get hone in on one event and like do what you need to do to be world class at it. So like
Yeah.
um I think one of my biggest regrets, honestly, in cubing is not trying to get like world class, like globally at an event. Like Scube, yes, I was world class by
You were. Yeah.
definition. I wasn't, I didn't average 4.1 at home, right? I
Oh.
was nowhere near
Yeah.
that. Um,
Yeah.
so all I did when I like cubed was just do solves, right? I never did
Yeah.
like targeted practice or anything like that.
Yeah.
I never went and did slow solves to like fix my efficiency. Yeah, for
Yeah.
3x3 I did because that's what the YouTube tutorials told me to do. And
Yeah.
I got better after all that. But like
Yeah.
even for like for 7x7, right? Like my efficiency
Oh
is
wow.
like horrible. Um
Yeah.
and I never kind of like I was always bad at big cubes, but I think I was just like, oh, big cubes aren't for me. But um I think like if I did slow solves and did some targeted practice, really tried to change the way I solved the cube. For 6, 5, and then like maybe Megaminx, something like that, other events I struggled at, or just like got better at literally anything and just went through that process to try to become a consistently world-class solver. I think cubing and improving at a lot of other events would have been easier for me. So I think the meta right now is being an all-rounder with like one main event.
Right. Yeah. I'm kind of thinking about Luke Garrett right now. I mean, he holds
Hmm
like, I think he holds the one-handed average or single
hmm
record, and he does like,
one-handed average.
I think his sum of ranks is like number one in the world, right?
Yeah,
I
for
think.
single
Yeah,
and
I mean,
average.
it's amazing. Like looking at him. He's
Yeah.
actually one of my role models because he came to a
hmm
St. Louis comp. I think you were there too. That's where we
Yeah.
met the first time
hmm
ever. I think it's kind of similar to your dad, like at Worlds when you got 17th, I think.
hmm
But he like complimented me on like this counting seven I had. And
hmm
like I think his average that round was like 6.99. So like a seven
hmm
wasn't even like too far from him. And then I think he complimented something specific in my solve, and I just like I was so happy because it was like
hmm
I looked up to him for a while. Like I had his ball core RS3M like from
Yeah,
the
yeah.
from the cubicle. So I thought it was the coolest thing ever. And it made me want to get better at 3x3. So I kind of have so similar
Yeah, that's
story to
really
that too.
awesome to hear. He probably didn't think twice about making that comment because he was like, "Oh,
Oh
that's
yeah.
just like really." He was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, that's like fast. Like I like your PLL or whatever, or your turning's
Yeah.
good." And
Yeah.
then it's crazy how much of an impact that like
Yeah, it
gave
really
you
means
and
a lot,
how.
doesn't it? Yeah. Yeah. So this is more of a reflective question, I guess. But if you could go back and give your younger cubing self one piece of advice, what would it be?
Um, let's see. So I would honestly say like take it more seriously.
Okay, interesting.
So my attention was not only split in cubing, but it was split like everywhere. So like for example, when I get home from school, right, I do my homework or like procrastinate till 7, like do my homework, whatever. So like
Yeah,
I'd spend like 2 hours or like an hour, whatever it is, maybe a little bit more if there was a test on
yeah.
homework for high school, right? Or if I had some extracurricular curricular like tennis, I
Oh, you
would
play
play tennis
tennis?
after school. yeah, but I just played JV like for fun though.
Oh,
Like I
okay,
wasn't
cool.
like good or
Yeah,
anything.
that's
But
fair.
or like if I had like orchestra practice, something like that. But anyways,
Yeah,
my attention was very split because I was into like gaming, right? Like I
right.
would
Yep.
play like 2 hours of Minecraft a day, like easily, like after school. Like I
Yeah,
was so into that game. There's also other games that I played with
yeah.
friends. I like started cup stacking like randomly my
Oh, yeah.
junior
I
year of high
saw that
school.
online. Yeah,
Yeah, so like I don't know why I started it because it was fun. It was basically like another event for cubing, like in
yeah,
my mind. It was like all rounding, but like outside of cubing.
yeah.
So, and then like basically all these other things that yeah, like probably helped me develop as a person, but um in a way I kind of like regret because if I didn't spend that time like with my attention split other places and I put it more into cubing, I think I would have gotten better
Right,
and I would have been able to achieve more of my goals. Yeah, sure. I had some lofty goals with wanting to make like a bunch of national finals, which
right,
maybe it wasn't realistic, but I at least would have been kind of closer to them if I spent more time
right.
cubing. So like
Yeah,
um yeah, like it's fun to do things outside of cubing. Like it's not that serious. It's just like some hobby that you have, but
right,
um at the same time, if I wanted to achieve my goals, there was definitely things I could have like cut out that would have made me achieve them quicker, and achieve them in the first place.
yeah. I was gonna ask when you mentioned like Minecraft a couple times. Have you ever tried
Mhm.
building like a cube in Minecraft? I'm just curious.
Oh no, no, not at all.
Okay.
I like my friends were kind of into Redstone and stuff, but I was like
Okay,
never
yeah.
and to me,
Has
I
anyone
just
ever
wanted to
tried that?
play.
I'm actually, do you know?
Oh yeah, no, people have. I think someone
Yeah.
like sent me like, "Hey, I built like a 7x7 in Minecraft. Like, do you want
No
to try it?"
way.
And I never did. But
That's crazy. I
to
was
me that
thinking like a
stuff is
two
like
by two, but
crazy. No,
seven
no,
by
no.
seven
Like
is crazy.
they built some big cubes or something like that.
Yeah.
It's anything's possible. But
Wow. Yeah.
yeah, I know. I was like a Bed Wars player, like
Okay.
Hypixel.
Okay. Yeah. So that was kind of like a reflective question, but now, like
Mhm.
as we look forward to the future, where do you think the Rubik's Cube community will be in 5 to 10 years?
Oh man. I don't know if you watched like the World's 2025 stream at all last weekend.
I watched 3x3, like a lot of it.
Gotcha. And you watched three
Yeah.
by three finals.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Did you
You
see
know,
how like hype it was and the production
yeah.
quality and all
Yeah, the
that stuff?
commentary was amazing. Like I think there were around like 10K people watching live. Like I thought it
Wow,
was
that's
crazy. Like on
crazy.
YouTube. Yeah.
That's definitely the most people that have ever been concurrently watching like a cubing event
Yeah, like live.
online.
Like there's probably even
So
more people are gonna watch it. Like
mhm,
back. Yeah.
I think the World's 2025 stream is like a microcosm of what we're going to be seeing in the future.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's serious. There's like money involved now.
Yeah,
Like you can
yeah,
make a lot of money from so many things in cubing, whether that be like content creation, coaching, making your own cube store.
yeah.
The people at Happy Feet Productions, I think they're the people who, or like Speedcubing TV, um, they probably got a good paycheck from that.
Oh yeah,
Because it was such a well-run event too. Like there's so many things you can do in the cubing community, like monetary wise
oh
now.
yeah,
Like
probably.
we got Prime sponsoring Max. Like after how good the
Wow.
World's 2025 stream went, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw like more sponsors outside of cubing get into
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
So it's going to become a lot more serious. Like, think how, honestly, I don't really watch like too many, like, okay, how about this? Like League of Legends, like, or esports in general.
right.
I think
Yeah,
we're going towards how serious people are with esports
yeah.
as they
I
are with
agree.
cubing
It's
now.
it's super
So, like,
cool. Yeah,
maybe like arenas or, okay, maybe arenas is a bit of a stretch, but like,
yeah,
or like, definitely more sponsors,
yeah.
definitely higher
Like more
production
money, I think.
value. Yeah, yeah. So,
Yeah,
more money is going to draw more people in and then
yeah,
make more people practice. And also now for like just in general, every world champion besides like maybe like multi-blind is going to be like a 12-year-old or something.
yeah,
So cubing's definitely getting a lot
yes,
younger too. And
yeah.
like kids that are, what maybe like 6 or 7 years old and then saw Theodore or like Juani solving
I
that
was watching
quickly
Tito. I
on
mean, it was
screen.
amazing. Like
Yeah, it was
how fast.
crazy.
Yeah,
The energy he brought to the crowd was something I'd never kind of like felt before.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
so other kids are going to see that are Theodore's age or even younger, and they're going to be
yeah,
like, "Wow, if he as an 8-year-old can be on the world's final stage, maybe I can too."
yeah, yeah,
Right? So
yeah,
there's going to
yeah,
be like that stream is just the start, I believe, of what's to come in the cubing community. It's like really exciting to see.
yeah. Yeah, I know. I mean, I was watching like it live, and I was like, I was reacting out loud to some of the solves because
Yeah,
it
right.
was so well produced. The commentary was on point. Like,
hmm
I mean, the camera quality, like you could see the solve. Like, and I think
hmm
they switched angles. Like I don't know how
hmm
they did it, but they'd have like solve replays that like were from their angle too.
Yeah,
I
they
don't know.
had two cameras like
Yeah,
halfway through the crowd, basically on like elevated platforms where they just had
yeah.
like a camera guy running it. So
I
they
think it
had
was like
like
10
cameras
feet
in the
away.
front, like two cameras in the back, the GoPro angle, the backstage camera. Like
Yeah,
it was crazy.
yeah. So with that, we can probably wrap up this episode of Scrambled.
Mhm.
Thank you for coming on and talking to me about cubing and your experience with it. It was a pleasure getting to know you and talking about cubing, especially in St. Louis. I don't think I think our cubing community is growing,
For
but
sure.
like from a few years ago, I haven't known a lot of cubers in St. Louis, and it's great to have gotten to know you. And do you have a lot of cubing friends in St. Louis? Yes.
I have a few. Like, there's a
Yeah.
couple like that are actually like my age, which is like
Okay.
kind of
Okay.
crazy.
Yeah.
Like, they got
That's
into cubing a little bit later, like in their lives. Um, but and so like Alexander Wheeler, he like moved here, I think a couple years ago, and
yeah.
then Xander Smith, he's lived in St.
Oh yeah,
Louis
I've
for
heard
a
that.
while, but
Yeah,
we didn't really like become friends until like after college. So
yeah,
yeah, we hang out sometimes, still like keep together. So yeah, it's
yeah.
really fun. And then thank you for having me on this
Oh yeah, yeah.
podcast
No.
as well. Like this was a
Oh yeah,
pleasure. I love
yeah,
talking about the cubing,
yeah, yeah,
my cubing
yeah,
life and cubing history and like what's to come. And just it's just I'm so excited for the future.
yeah. All right. Well, if you guys like that episode, make sure to like, leave a comment, subscribe, share with the cuber, and I'll catch you next time.